welcome to another vlog here on the World of Coasters. Today I'm joined by Lewis, and today we're doing something we've never done on this channel before. We're doing a double park vlog. So we've done days out where we've done three, we've done all three in low season. However, today we're going to be starting here at Thorpe Park, and we're going to be going to Chessington later on because it shuts at 7 PM. Anyway, it's the start of the summer holidays, so expecting it to be quite busy today. But we're hoping to have a fair few rides today. It has been a bit quieter than normal because obviously travel restrictions have been eased, so maybe everyone's gone on holiday.
We can only hope.
We can only hope. We're gonna try and get on at least Saw, Nemesis, probably Walking Dead the ride. Lewis hasn't been on Black Mirror Labyrinth yet. I've only done it once, so I'd like to get that done. I'd like to go on Colossus, but I don't think you can get on Colossus, can you? No, sadly not at the moment. I'm already feeling spits of rain. It is meant to thunder today, so hopefully we'll avoid the bad weather.
Nice black.
Yeah, nice scary clouds. It's going to be thunderstorms today. So yeah, we're going to head over to Black Mirror Labyrinth for Derren Brown's Ghost Train to get reservations for those. I think you still have to have a reservation. But join us as we go around Thorpe Park and then later on Chessington. Let's go. So as we come into the Lost Kingdom area of the park, you can see they've actually re-themed Colossus hot dog. Could this mean for Colossus's 20th birthday, they're actually going to repaint it? Like, you know, you've repainted the store, so repaint the ride.
Is that green track I see?
Anyway, as you probably know, a couple of seasons ago they actually painted the bottoms of these supports, which kind of got us all excited that they could be repainting it. However, they've done nothing since. I wonder if they're just test patches though, because obviously they've done quite a few of the supports. As you can see, Colossus is looking a bit neglected at the moment. It looks really badly maintained. So hopefully for the 20th anniversary of this roller coaster, yeah, it's hard to believe it's been running for 20 years, they give it a repaint. I'm not expecting lap bar trains, so that would be nice. It would just be nice to get a new coat of paint on it, give it a new lease of life. It's very sun blushed. You know, it used to pop so much. There are areas where you can still see the blue turquoise of the track, like on this on the Heartline rolls over here. But yeah, the supports are really washed out. They really need a repaint. Anyway, as normal, when you first come into the park, Colossus literally never runs. It's down at the moment. There was someone up the hill earlier, so hopefully it'll be running later. So I would like to get on this one. I very rarely get on this one. It's quite rough, and I always score a back row on this. But you know, time will tell us whether we get on it. Samurai over here is currently in pieces. It's been in pieces a good few times this season, but not quite to this extent, which I find hard to believe. I wonder if it's like a major issue because it's, like I say, it's been dismantled a few times. I've actually got, yeah, they've like properly dismantled it. Like, I don't know what part of the ride that is, but it looks like a new, like one of the turning bits in the middle. But yeah, it is totally disassembled at the moment, and you can actually kind of see below the platform there's actually wheels on it, so it's actually the mobile version of the ride just with a platform built around it. And the ride vehicles over here. But yeah, it's good to see they're actually keeping it alive. Obviously this opened in 1998 or 1999 at Chessington World of Adventures, so you know, it is quite an old ride again. But it's a very popular one. As you can see, it's totally dismantled there. I will only be happy when I see an RMC van around there.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I'm quite happy for that to go in a bit.
Like, I don't know, I think one day this path could lead round to a new coaster, because round the back of Loggers Leap there's actually some tree clearing going on. You can see it on Google Earth. Be interesting to see. I think that's the most likely spot for a new coaster to go. But yeah, we're just coming around to Black Mirror Labyrinth now. Still running the free time tickets here, so you've got to scan the QR code to get on. I said to Lewis, it's definitely amazing. It is good, but it's basically a glorified mirror maze. And obviously the old standing but not operating slammer is still there. It utilises the old queue. You can actually get quite close to it. I think after we've got the QR code, we're going to head over to Saw.
Yeah.
Let's get over to Saw. We've decided not to do Saw the ride because the queue is literally to there, so it's going to be a good hour, I reckon. Obviously they're not running social distancing now, but there's no point queuing in that, especially when we're only here for half the day. So we've secured our time for Derren Brown's Ghost Train, 1:30 for that one?
1:30.
So we got 12 o'clock and 1:30. We're going to go on Nemesis first. It's got a 15-minute queue. Don't know how accurate their queue times are going to be at the moment, but it's not queuing much in the extension. It's not all up around here. That's probably about half an hour from there. So yeah, we're jumping the queue for Nemesis Inferno and get a ride on this pretty decent B&M invert. Doesn't quite live up to Nemesis though, does it? Just come off of Nemesis Inferno. We waited a little bit longer. I think we would have been on it within about 20 minutes had there not been someone chunder in the queue line. And over the announcement speakers, they literally were like, someone's chundered isn't in the queue line. I was like, don't I have codes?
We've now got Essential Clean.
Essential Clean. But yeah, running really good, really fast. Like the first time I've ever really seen it hit the trim brake on the bottom of the lift hill. But yeah, that was running really fast. Just noticed as well, got some new artwork going up. I think this was just starting to be painted last time me and Louise came here. Wasn't vlogging that day, but yeah, got some cool artwork. The Swarm. Not really sure why they got a fly next to the Swarm. It's meant to be an alien invasion. But yeah, we're going to head over to Walking Dead the ride now. It's got a 5-minute queue. Get a few more of the gentler rides done, and then our Black Mirror Labyrinth time comes up. So we're still in the queue for Walking Dead the ride. So if you want yourself a nice quick ride during the day at Thorpe Park, Walking Dead the ride never normally gets too much of a queue. Normally the worst you'll wait for is about 20 minutes. Today we're going to be walking straight in. The other day when we came here, me and Louise, they were literally saying over the radios, send more people in, because they were holding us out here and there was no one going on the actual ride. But yeah, for those of you who watch the channel frequently know that I controversially think this is better than X. Not better than X No Way Out when it was originally, but
X was no good.
Like the soundtrack on X was good. That was about it. It had a brilliant soundtrack.
First year.
Yeah, because I'm a score did it, and then they just obviously we're going to change it, so they got rid of half the theming and all that. And I think this theme has actually brought a lease of life to this ride, and like I say, it never really gets much of a queue. One thing to bear in mind, you can't come on this as a single rider just because of park regulations, so you have to be in a 2 or a 4 to fill up the rows. I think they're running single rider queues again now, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. Obviously going to have to leave the bag in the bag holds, obviously when we get off the ride. Plus we've just come off of Walking Dead the ride. It's a good ride. I do enjoy it. Really,
we definitely add to the experience.
Yeah, there was a load of jumpy people in front, and we may have been making zombie noises to scare them. They just bolted quickly. Anyway, we're coming to the Megastore on the way out, and they've got some of the Thorpe vibes, Park Vibes merch, which is all like themed to American, like soccer team, not soccer teams, football teams, and all that. I do like some of these little posters here, and some of the shirts are pretty cool. They got pins, and they're actually selling socks now. £6 a pair. Obviously, you can get your annual pass discount on them, and they're pretty cool. But yeah, I'll be saving my money today, I think. Anyway, from all the shouting in the ride to scare all the other people, absolutely screwed my throat. And I think Lewis, you've done the same.
I went through it.
Obviously, you don't actually have to wear a mask in the building now because COVID restrictions have been eased. However, we chose to wear it in the building and on the ride for that one because it is quite close.
Especially in a pre-show. You're very close to each other, so it's personal preference.
Yeah, so they're running the pre-show again now, which obviously is quite a tight room. They weren't loading it quite as much as they used to, but it's something to know. You can skip it if you want. But anyway, the time is about 11:30 now, so we're going to be going over to Rumba Rapids, or currently it's known as the Rapids. It's Rumba Rap because Park Vibe has given this this summer theme. So Arch Nemesis, which some of you may know on YouTube, has actually been doing a lot of the audio for the rides with Nick Hutchinson. So he's done audio on Stealth, he's done audio on Detonator, he's done audio on the Rumba Rapids. So we'll get over into the queue for that and have a listen to how it sounds. So in the queue now, I don't know how well you can hear it, but the Rumba Rapids is now the Rumba Rap, and Arch Nemesis has actually done a score on this one, as you can hear. Sounds pretty good, pretty catchy. Actually features a Don't Stand Up part in the soundtrack, because obviously they're announcing it every 2 minutes here.
Stand up, just hold time, to the left, splash to the right.
It is a pretty catchy tune and they got it banging around there. I do like it. I think they've done a really good job with it. I was just saying to Lewis how they actually need to add some more diversity to the sit down notice. He should have done some like announcements of green boat in the tunnel, sit down, red boat in the tunnel, sit down. It's like a staple of this ride. Anyway guys, we'll see you on the Rumba Rapids. So here we are on the Rumba Rap. They've definitely turned it up a bit since last time. The rapids are a bit more intense than they used to be. Who's going to get the wettest, Lewis? No moving.
Rumba Rap, Rumba Rap, Rumba Rap, Rumba Rap.
Seems to be running quite slow actually. We're taking ages on the corners. Last time I came on this we got absolutely hammered. Oh my god! I was just about to say, got absolutely hammered last time. Lewis just was the example for that. There's a pretty impressive one just coming up in a minute. Reminds me a bit of the KFC Mega Wave up on the right here. And I think, oh god, I might cop it. Making some waves. No, it's going to be Lewis. It's going to be Lewis. Enjoy that, Lewis. They've definitely done something to the rapids. Put more like water churners underneath, more pipes. Lewis, you're getting it all today. Beautiful shots of Stealth from here. So we've just come off of the Rumba Rapids, and Lewis, you did cop a few waves. So did I actually, but nowhere near as bad. But like Lewis has a very wet back. So we're going to be heading over to the Black Mirror Labyrinth maze now and getting in the queue for that. Hopefully they let us in 10 minutes early or so. They have done in the past, but it's a guaranteed ride. Then afterwards, hopefully we can get one more ride done before Derren round. Right, so being the summer holidays now, you'd expect the park to be quite busy. Like some of the queues are long, but they're no longer than what we've been used to for the rest of the season. Obviously there were restrictions in place. You had a lot more visitors earlier in the year. So I'd probably say it's a bit quieter than it was back in like April, May time when the parks first opened for the season. But yeah, you're looking for about half an hour queues, that sort of thing. And can't complain, the weather's changed lovely. It's meant to storm later, but we'll see. Anyway, see you over by the Black Mirror Labyrinth. 10 minutes to go until our slot of Black Mirror Labyrinth. They've actually got technical difficulties on it at the moment. They're evacuating it, which I can't see why. It's a mirror maze, maybe a projector crashed or something like that, or a door didn't open, or maybe someone's just like thrown up everywhere, I don't know. We're coming to Old Town, or better known as Canada Creek in the old days, where you can get yourself some banging curly fries. And also, hopefully one day, the home to the UK's first RMC. We can only hope and pray. I will one day put this over here and there will be an RMC. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, Loggers Leap is behind here, the old log flume. It's actually one of the best ones in the country. Of course, they changed the station into the Freak Creek Sawmill. We last went on there in 2019, didn't we? And since then they closed it because obviously COVID restrictions, which then this whole area became a scare zone. I do hope it returns this year because the scare zones were brilliant. But yeah, we're going to have a look over here because if you come into this corner and you raise the sign up, you can see our Loggers Leap back there in the foliage. I'm just looking at the walls here. They look like they're being reused from something else. You can see some of my blood marks and all that on it. So yeah, on Google Earth, I'll see if I can find an image and splice it in now. But there was some tree clearing going on around the small drop area of Loggers Leap. Maybe they're looking at doing something. It is one of the long-term development sites. Obviously, you've got this area, you've got the area behind Swarm. And the hotel site over on the car park side, but it would be nice to see something here. They have had talks of a GCI Woody going in. That was before Saw went in, so 2009 they were looking at it was a pretty big GCI Woody, which still could go there, and I think a GCI Woody would go well in Thorpe Park. However, I just really would like to see an RMC, as you know, we don't have one in the UK and they absolutely rock. So we can see over the fence, they've still got the old ride there, the old Mac lock room, all overgrown. The old entrance to Loggers Leap and Freak Creek Massacre Sawmill as it is now. I imagine it's still set up for Freak Creek inside, obviously it's all branded on the outside. And this was a very good scare maze. I do hope to see it come back this year for Fright Nights. So at the moment you can only exit Granada Creek through this way, as they've currently got the Samurai gondolas off. Like I said, I don't know what they're doing to Samurai, but it's something very involved, like a full service, maybe something's broken on it, but yeah, they've got it in pieces, which is interesting to see during the high season. Just popping the camera over the fence here, you can just see the RMC, I mean Top Flume, just around there all abandoned, very sad to see. Sadly you can't see any of the tree clearings, like I say, it's much further off down the pathway, but only time will tell, I guess. We are overdue a coaster here at Thorpe Park, last one being in 2012, being Swarm. They did refurbish, obviously, Walking Dead the ride from X, and they classed that as a new coaster, but that doesn't count, you didn't build it, you just rethemed it. Anyway, we're going to head over to Labyrinth now and get in the queue for that if it's back up and running. Right, so we're in the queue for Black Mirror Labyrinth. There's a bit of a delay as it had some downtime, not known why, but there's a bit of a queue. As you can see, it probably went about 10 minutes to get on. Get some nice up-close shots with the slammer here, the old abandoned queue. This does use part of the queue actually. This used to be for the slammer ride, and obviously the ride is actually in where Walking Dead Living Nightmare used to be. So see if I can get a closer up view, but that's about as good as it gets to see in the slammer close up. Right guys, so we're going through to register ourselves. They will need our picture and our names for the ride. They delete it within half an hour, and there is a waiver at the door which basically says by coming into the queue you agree to it, so there's no wiggle room. But I'm going to have to put the camera away now guys. We'll see you when we get off the Black Mirror and let you know what we think of it. Right, so after about half an hour we're off of Black Mirror Labyrinth, and Lewis, what did you think of that? Did you enjoy it?
I'm disappointed.
It's a bit of a letdown, like, I'm not going to lie.
I could almost cry, I'm that disappointed, because there's been such a hype.
Yeah, the problem is the plot twist at the end is just really bad. It makes no sense.
I didn't really understand what it was all about.
The main issue is you get separated from your group quite easily because of, it's not an easy mirror maze, is it? It's quite easy to get lost. There's lots of strobe lights. The smoke wasn't working today. When we went in, the door was open, leading through to the labyrinth, which was a little bit of a disappointment, to be honest, because it kind of spoiled that reveal. I didn't. At the beginning, you see your face in that first screen. Yeah. And then throughout, they do somewhat weird. I couldn't even recognise me. I was just about to say the augmented reality face, where you're like a computer-generated image, was very poorly put together.
It just didn't look like me.
For me, the plot twist at the end, I didn't like it the first time we went through it, but it's just the ending. I don't want to spoil it, so if you don't want to spoil it, skip this little bit. Skip about 30 seconds ahead.
What was the plot twist?
So the plot twist was it was the robot that was trying to free you the whole time, and then she's just like, yeah, you get it. I know. So yeah, if it's got a long queue or you can't get a ticket, you're not missing out on much. Anyway, we have a reservation for Derren Brown's Go Straight in an hour. Apparently Saw the Ride has a 35-minute queue, which I could believe actually, because it's starting to rain, so I think a lot of people will be going for early lunch. But let's get on the 2009 Gerstlauer Eurofighter Saw the Ride.
That trade. white one looks better. Wait, can I do something to you? I don't like pink.
What an excellent ride on Thorpe. Not going to lie, I'm not the biggest fan of that sometimes, but that was running surprisingly smooth, and I was on the outside wing of that, which is notoriously rough on those Eurofighters. But yeah, I was thoroughly impressed. Wasn't too intense. Even the last inversion, which I always call a neck breaker because it is quite intense as it drops down and goes into it.
Trim brake?
No, we don't use them. But yeah, a really good ride on it. We didn't wait too long either. 40 minutes all in, so we've got about a 15-minute window before our Derren round ticket comes up. And then after that, I think we're probably going to be looking at maybe heading over to Chessington. If Detonator doesn't have a long queue.
I can't get on Detonator.
What a shame, he hates drop towers, so drop towers are life. Best flat ride in a theme park. Yeah, they are good. But yeah, after this we're going to be heading over to Chessington and getting on some more rides, so let's carry on. Right, so as we approach Derren Rounds Ghost Train, there's a bit of a queue, probably suffering some downtime, but we got 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes until our time slot comes up, so we join the queue. One thing to note is they've got the Cookies and Creamery open at last. This is basically where the Nitrogenie used to be, and they are still using the Nitrogenie tanks, but it's their own brand now. So they basically got Nitrogenie to install it for them, and then they went, we'll have that. So we'll have to give that a go at some point. But after this, we're going to be heading over to Chessington. So this is probably last ride at Thorpe. So with park vibes, I've actually got some entertainment around. There are buskers all over the place. They've actually got a dance show here with some signage up. I don't think it starts for a little while. But yeah, he's looks like he's
10 past. It's finished gone, I think.
Oh, so that's the end of it. They're taking it all away. So we've missed it. But they're now open the queue for Derren Rounds Ghost Train. So hopefully we'll be in the queue in no time. So we've just made it into the building, mainly because outside, as you can see, or maybe you won't be able to see, it's currently bucketing it down quite heavy. The thunder has arrived. It's raining very, very, very hard. So we chose the right ride to be on. Right, so it's been an hour since our time slot for Derren Rounds Ghost Train. We've just got off of it. Firstly, as you can see, we missed the rain. There was a torrential storm just as we went in, as you saw from the previous shot before we went on the ride. So that's good that we missed this. Now we're going to jump this park and head towards Chessington, but before we do, what did you think of Derren Rounds Ghost Train after riding it first time since 2019?
Same old.
If not worse. For me, I got a really bad ride on that. The headset wasn't working properly, it was lagging, I got double audio of 2 of the scenes. I just feel that it could have been a lot better, and they need to invest in it, or they need to get rid of it, in my opinion, because it's a huge waste of a show building. As you can see, crowds have really picked up a bit now. It's trying to rain again. But yeah, I've had a good day at Thorpe Park, but it'd be cool to just finish the day at Chessington, get the vampire done. But we'll have to come back for a full day at Thorpe Park. But we're going to jump and get some lunch now, and we'll see you either.
I think I'm looking forward to Toon Blast the most.
You haven't been there in a while.
Not really.
It is a very
last day before the first lockdown in
Wow, really that long?
March 2020.
That's crazy. Like me and Louise went last weekend. They're currently running Wildest at the moment, which is basically their version of Park Vibes. So we'll see you over in Chessington. Let's go. Right, so you join us as we are travelling from Thorpe Park to Chessington. We stopped off for lunch on the way. Cheeky little pizza out. Why not? I don't need dinner now. But yeah, we're heading to Chessington. The weather has deteriorated again. It is absolutely bucketing it down. And according to Waze, the M25 is not looking good. It's coming up to 4 o'clock now. So what are you reckoning? Probably about. It says we're going to be there at 10 past, but I doubt that.
Don't know. Maybe 1/4 past.
So. Yeah, we might not get too much done, but if we can get on the Vampire and Toon Blaster,
I'm good with that.
I'll be pretty happy with that. Obviously Chessington is our local park, so it's not too far from home. See you over at Chessington. Right guys, so we're actually at Chessington now. I will be vlogging eventually, but under this tree it's not raining as hard, but it's hammering it down at the moment, so apologies for the jump cut, but we'll film when it stops raining. Right, so we are in Tomb Blaster now. We've actually just got to the entrance. It's still raining pretty damn hard. Like, Lewis, your shoes, my shoes are soaked. I don't know about you.
Game over with them.
Like, it is absolutely hammering it down. What's the time? It's about 4:30? 25 past 4. So hopefully this will clear the crowds out a bit. We're in the queue for Tomb Blast, just in the main like facade. And this is, as we said earlier, Lewis's first ride on this since 2020, early 2020.
Yeah.
Anyway, the vlogging will get patchy here because obviously it's raining quite hard and I can't have the camera out, so give me a second. Right, so like I say, hopefully this rain won't be setting for too long. It wasn't really forecast, but we're only expecting to get a few rides done here. As long as I get on this, probably Vampire when it stops raining. Maybe Croc Drop. Yeah, Croc Drop is good. But yeah, with the rain the way it is, it hopefully will clear a lot of people out of the park so we get some walk-ons, which is looking pretty good for Tomb Blaster at the moment.
It looks like it's
normally this one gets quite a long queue, but especially when it's raining, but currently it looks like we're going to be walking straight into the station. Maybe people are getting to that point of the day where they're just going home. So believe it or not, on a summer holiday day, it's going to be a walk-on for a dark ride in the rain. This is pretty unheard of for Tomb Blaster, as it's notorious for its long queues. Anyway guys, we'll see you when we get off of Tomb Blaster. So we've come off of Tomb Blaster. Absolutely hammered you, didn't I? Like, I didn't even know how. We're trying to work out the targets. I got 81,000, you got 40, so that's a pretty good score on a good run, but I worked out some targets on the scene where you actually meet the Pharaoh in the second scene. The ones on the crypt are worth 1,000 points a hit. But yeah, it stopped raining now mostly. It is showering a little bit. We're going to take advantage of the low queues and get on Croc Drop, as it's currently just queuing around the side of the building, so we're looking at about 10-15 minutes. It is advertising a 15-minute queue. So we're getting a queue and wait for this one. So obviously Croc Drop, the new addition for 2021, the SBF Visa bounce tower, gives quite a good little ride, to be honest. And as they go, it's probably one of the most heavily themed in the country, if not the world. It's got some very good theming on it, and the soundtrack by Nick Hudson. So after about a 15-minute wait, we got on Croc Drop. Really good drop tower, that. I do like it. Little SBF bounce tower, can't go wrong with it. Lewis nearly didn't get on.
I sometimes require the extra.
He is a larger gentleman.
Sometimes the extra little push, and but they're pretty good at just going bash. But this guy was like, I'm like, come on, geezer, you can push it. He's like, it's not going to go. I'm like, I'm telling you now, you're not pushing it. He's like, I don't want to hurt. I'm like, seriously, hurt me.
Like, he does not need legs.
All he does is a little bit more went in, I'm like.
Right, anyway, it looks like it might rain again, so what we're doing, we're going on a water ride because we like to get wet. The park has died off substantially. We were looking over at Scorpion Express while we were on Croc Drop, absolutely no queue. I imagine Tiger Rock's going to be the same story. We might even head round to Vampire after this if it hasn't got too much of a queue. I can't really tell the crowd levels too much from here as it's quite a narrow path, but it is definitely quieter than when we arrived, isn't it, Lewis? So we're now round inland of the Tiger, just approaching Tiger Rock, and I can't see the time through the board, but I can't imagine it'd be too long. Obviously this has been with us now since 2018, the re-theme of Dragon River. The good old classic by John Wardley, and Mac rides log flume. And sadly, one of the last remaining log flumes in the UK. You don't really see many of them anymore, especially in Merlin parks. They just like removing them. Obviously the flume at All Towers went to make way for Wicker Man, and Locksley at Thorpe Park is just standing but not operating. Hopefully one day to be replaced by an RMC. They do have the full extension queue open, however we're going to be walking through the whole thing. I do think when the queues get like this, they need the ride operator to open the cut through queue, because we're having to walk through all of this, and it's all padlocked off at the moment. So see you when we get to Tiger Rock. They said. It'll be fun, they said. It rained a little bit. Lewis just wet himself.
This is so...
Right, we literally got on it and the heavens did open after the first drop. And we just had to once it I don't know how well you can tell, but to say these are wet is an understatement. Yeah, we're going to stay in here until it stops raining. They're physically not running the ride anymore because how wet it is. So Lewis is going to bring out his jacket.
It's just one sleeve.
So, did you enjoy Tidal Wave?
Yeah. That's correct you.
Not gonna lie, I'm using the hand dryer for a while.
Come rain or shine, we are delivering you the content.
We have an umbrella, so we're alright. Other than being absolutely hammered wet, that was tidal wave level wetness. It started.
We couldn't get away.
We went down the first drop and we came out of this tunnel here, and it was just downpouring torrentially. And I know Louise, who will be watching this, you'll remember when we went on Tiger Rock, when it first opened, the same thing happened at the very top, and you go very slow at the top, there's no pump.
You just
You just kind of have to take it. We decided we're going to go over to the Gruffalo now to get out of the rain, but this has killed all crowds off. It's 5:30 now, and no word of a lie, people are gone. So even if we get a half an hour window or an hour window where it stops raining, sorry, I'm just trying to stay out of the puddles of water.
It makes no odds what we're doing now, we're soaked.
my shoes are soaked through. But yeah, I would like to get on Vampire, but if it's going to rain like this, the rides have all stopped operation, which is a bit of a pain. Like Lewis, you did suggest that we go on Scorpion Express, and I was like, no, let's go on the log flume. They said it would be fun, but oh well. Anyway, we'll see you over by Wild Woods, it's called now, not Transylvania, and we'll see you at the Gruffalo. So as you can imagine, most of the rides now are closed due to weather, which is absolutely killing people going home. Which, like I said earlier, is good for us because it means people will not be here. The dragon in the Dragon Cave now has a tarp up over the front of it. This was always here because of COVID, but I wonder if now, because it hasn't been used in a while, it's broken. So just to show you how much rain there's been, it started to flood along here, and we just tried to go into Wild Woods through here, but actually the whole path is flooded down at the bottom, which just goes to show how much rain has just fallen. It is still raining somewhat. But yeah, we'll have to go around there, I think, and have a look how badly it's flooded. So as we enter Wild Woods, better known as Transylvania, we're going to go on the Gruffalo River ride, as it's got no queue and it gets us out of the rain for 5 minutes or so. But yeah, this rains so hard here. It's raining inside! That is some good special effects there. Rain inside, a new effect as we go on the Gruffalo. So we've come off of the bubble works after a quick walk on. We nearly capsized the boat, as you saw from that. And the rain has let off now, so we're going to take our chances and go on the Vampire, which is also advertising a 5-minute queue now. And hopefully it won't torrentially downpour again in the meantime. Because if you've ever been on a roller coaster while it's raining, you know it's painful. It really hurts. Probably the best one of that I've had is when we were in Florida. We went to SeaWorld and I went on Mako. Louise sat it out the second time I went on it. Second we dispatched, lightning storm came overhead and well, I got absolutely hammered. There is actually a POV on this channel from that ride and yeah, if you watch it you can see I get soaked. I could barely feel my face by the end of the ride. But yeah, it looks like we're going to be walking onto this one, the classic 1990 aerodynamic suspended coaster, the Vampire. So it's having a bit of trouble here. It's flooded in the queue line.
I'm wet enough. I'll come up.
Hey. It's quite deep there, like as Lewis just said. Already wet enough, so stepping in a puddle isn't going to cause any more grief. But yeah, they got some serious flooding, which down here, we'll have to show you in a minute, it's bad down there, really bad. So slight problem has occurred. It would appear that the queue line is substantially flooded. Going to split you away for a minute, guys, while we get through this. So yep, again we've got another flood here.
You see people trying to go around the outside.
Lewis though don't really care because you're already soaked through.
My feet are so wet. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm doing it for the sun.
Go. It's alright, my shoes are already soaked. But yeah. Well, actually that one wasn't as deep, I don't think.
Where's my right foot? That gets more soaked than the left.
You obviously lead with your right foot. Anyway, so there is no queue for this. We've got some more flooding along here. But there is no queue for this. It was just a backlog of people getting around the flood. There have just been some management in the queue and they have just said they are closing the main queue and guests will be going through the fast track entrance or the old original entrance as it's known. Because of course it's really badly flooded along here. Right, so we've made it through all the flood water hopefully. So we get on the Vampire. Looks like the trains are totally empty on here. But yeah, we'll see you when we get off the Vampire. Be a good ride on the Vampire. Like, it's a classic. We got row 11 of 12 there, which at the back, that one is spectacular. Running nice and fast. The rain has totally stopped now. It looks like a completely different day because it's blue skies. I was just saying to Lewis a minute ago when we got off the ride, I've never seen such a range of weathers today. It's been hot, cold, blue skies, raining, torrential downpour, thunder, lightning. We've had the works, which all we're missing is snow and hail. Which, you know, yeah, I know. It does look like that is the end of it now, and everything is on a 5-minute queue now, isn't it? So we're going to get Rattlesnake done, we're going to get Scorpion Express done, go back over to Toon Blaster. God, I'm out of breath after that hill, and we're in the last hour of operations now, before the park closes. So yeah, not exactly the crowd levels you'd expect to see on a summer holidays weekday. However, it was much busier here earlier. We do love a good shower, clears out the parks. So, advertising a 15-minute queue, the Mauer Wild Mouse Coaster, built in 1997 I'm going to say. It's 97 or 98. It's a classic, very well themed. Queue-wise, it's just the end of the tunnel, so probably about right for a 15-minute queue. This one can get quite busy during the days. There's just water everywhere. Like, my God, don't mind your head, mind your feet, you're going to slip over. So close to the front of the queue yet so far, currently suffering some technical difficulties at the moment. with the entrance just over there. We're in the last 25 minutes of operations now, so hopefully they'll fix this quick and we can squeeze at least one more ride in before the end of the day. So after a short downtime on Rattlesnake, we got on it and we found out what the breakdown was. So firstly we went in the car which had a dodgy belt on it, so they had to move us. And then the wheel went underneath like the kicker wheels to move us forward in the station. And it just kind of like slipped.
Yeah, we weren't moving.
And it wasn't moving. Then the ride up in the booth was like tapping the window, like quickly move that train before the sensor goes.
So they're literally pushing us down.
So what we worked out basically is the train isn't moving because it's wet underneath, I imagine, on the kicker wheel. And because the train wasn't moving, it triggers a sensor because the train's like, where the hell's the train gone? It should be here, it's not, so it just shuts down the whole system. But thankfully, the ride up on the side quickly ran over and just gave us a push to the next block, which is just before dispatch. Anyway, it's now coming up to 5:02, so we're going to get our last ride of the day done. The downtime on Rattlesnake has cost us dearly, but we're going to go on Tomb Blaster. Should be a walk-on, and yeah, good way to end the day. I do love Tomb Blaster. Obviously, it was always better when it was Terror Tomb, Forbidden Tomb, but you know, it's still very good, very well themed. Let's get into the tomb. Right, so we've come off of Tomb Blaster. The park is now closed. I apologise for the very close shot, but it's decided to start opening the heavens again. We're going to end the vlog now, guys. So we're going to get to some shelter and I'll sign off properly. Hey Lewis, we are in the rainforest after all. Right guys, so I was going to say goodbye under some shelter, but there is none. So I've had a really good day, the first double park vlog ever on this channel. A good success, other than the fact that it's hammered it down. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we will see you in the next vlog where hopefully it will be a heat wave and not raining. Bye. Bye.